So I have to request you people. First and foremost thing, all the Sahaja Yoginis must know Sahaja Yoga as well as the men know. Not just smiling and dressing up is important. In Sahaja Yoga, you must have the same knowledge as any Sahaja Yogi has. If you have produced children, it doesn't mean that you have achieved something great. Anybody can produce children, dogs, cats, everyone. Also, your husbands are responsible partly for it. So nothing you have achieved great by producing children, looking after the children, dominating your husband all the time. How much do you know about Sahaja Yoga? I know some of them do not know what are the chakras on the feet. They don't want to know anything about Sahaja Yoga. Only they want to use Sahaja Yoga sometimes to dominate the husbands. One has to face it up. How much do you know deeply about Sahaja Yoga? Most of you have so many problems within yourselves. Because I have seen some of you, as soon as you put hands towards somebody, you feel, oh, here, I'm catching here, I'm catching. That's the sign of a regular bhoot in you. And I have seen people saying that they are sensitive. It's such a misleading thing. I'm very sensitive, I'm very much higher in Sahaja Yoga. That's not the way you are going to be higher. You have to be absolutely perfect, in perfect health. And perfect knowledge about Sahaja Yoga you should have. How many of you have read Advent? Let us see. How many of you have read full Advent? All right, that's good. How many English girls have read Advent? Honestly. Honestly. That's good. Now, what I'm trying to say, that you have to find out. What is Sahaja Yoga? Your guru is a woman. She is the source of all the knowledge. She is the ocean of all the knowledge. And why should you lag behind? In all things you want to be absolutely equal, similar to men, even in dressing up and everything. And what about in knowledge about Sahaja Yoga? How many have given realizations to others? Raise your hands. Only the women I'm interested in. It's good. So, that is what one should be proud of. One should know how much you know Sahaja Yoga. Mentally, emotionally. How many of you dominate your husband? Be careful. She is the only honest person, I think. I know all of you who dominate. And try to crush them also sometimes. I'm requesting you now, because you are the Shakti. You are the power behind the man. You are the one who are going to make them great. You are the one who are going to build up Sahaja Yoga as a potential energy. You are like this Mother Earth who has to give everything beautiful. All these flowers, from where do they come? All these trees. This Mother Earth looks so simple. But what she gives us, look at that. Look at those beautiful things. So, one has to understand that to be a good Sahaja Yogini, first of all, you have to be an excellent wife. And not a dominating wife, pushing yourself forward all the time. Now the deep problem I find is the women who are supposed to be my disciples will be spoiling Sahaja Yoga. Very clearly I can see it now. I can see it so clearly, absolutely clearly. They are going to spoil because they have become very dominating. Because they think they know Sahaja Yoga. Because they think they have become very great. A leader's wife thinks she is the leader herself. If you call somebody that, all right, come and do this much job for me, the wife thinks she has a right on her husband more than mother has. It's the women who are the culprit today, and that's why I want to warn you.
Graha Lakshmi is the woman who should know that she has the great responsibility of creating a very great society of Sahaja. She is not an ordinary woman. How many women got their realization before? But in Sahaja Yoga, if you find the ladies, you'll hardly find very few who are really alert. Most of them are in trance condition. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. They don't know much of cooking. You ask them anything, they don't know anything. You talk to them, you feel as if they have taken some sort of a drug. Nothing goes into their heads. Sometimes one feels it's better I do it myself. Impossible. The alertness is gone. Because alertness that comes through your right side is wasted on nonsensical things. Attention is wasted on nonsensical things. That's why the housewives have lost that discretion to know that they have to be extremely alert and sensible and wise. They should know each and everything. It's not so. They just live in the air somewhere hanging, You don't know what to say to them, how to ask for anything, how to explain anything to them. It's an impossible situation. So that alertness has to be there in a housewife is an extremely important. But if you do not have the alertness, then you cannot be a Graha Lakshmi, you cannot be a good mother, you cannot be a good wife. There's no slavery in it. They don't know even what pleases their husbands, how to create peace in the family, what to say, when to say beautiful things and when to be strict. All this discretion is not there. Either they are shrews or they are slaves. So Sahaja Yoga is meant for women who are alert, who are wise, who know everything about life. Even they don't know where are the chakras on the feet. Look at your mother, she's a woman. She knows so much. They don't know anything as to how Kundalini passes through these centers, what it does, what she is capable of. But the Kundalini itself is the feminine power. She knows each and everything about you, about her child. Many mothers don't know if the child is taking drugs or is behaving which way. Except for spoiling or beating, there's nothing in between. With discretion, the mothers can make these special children into something. That is my vision about them. But with their indiscretion, they can ruin these children completely. This is so important that our Hamsa should be all right, that we should be able to create a beautiful home, a peaceful home, not only for our family, but for all the other Sahajogis who come to our house.
I've noticed, of course, I'm also a woman, that women have certain water powers of crying, weeping, and thinking they are very miserable and making everybody miserable. This is their power. So inside every woman, there is a motherhood, there's great capacities, sacrifice, everything is there. But with that, they also should know they are left-sided. And our joy, about which we talk within our heart, has to manifest outside. People should see that we are joyous, that we are happy people, that we are not like others who start crying for small things. Like when my father died, I was surprised that suddenly I became thoughtless, absolutely thoughtless. For about 3 days I was thoughtless. Neither the thought of pain or thought of unhappiness or anything came up, but just thoughtless. And everybody was surprised because I looked after him, and he was very attached to me, very fond of me. Everything was there. But they were surprised, how is it I became suddenly thoughtless? So if you are a Sahajogini, then at the time of crisis, you should become thoughtless. That's one of the signs. I have seen with myself. If there is any crisis in the family, I just become thoughtless. That means what? That God just takes you in your problems. He puts His hand, He puts His protection, and He takes you out of it and makes you absolutely thoughtless. And in that thoughtless awareness, you discover what is right, what is wrong. So even in crisis, this thoughtless awareness is all the time extremely alert. It becomes much more alert than normal. That's the sign of a Sahajogi and a sign of Sahajogini. This is another kind of ego expression, I tell you. This crying business. So today I want to have a promise from all of you that you are not going to cry at all. Instead of flowers, you just give me this flower of promise. I never cry. Of course, sometimes Sandra Karuna, 1 tear or 2 tears might come out of my eye. After all, I am a mother. But not like this, sitting, crying, becoming hysterics. Must have your dignity, you are all Sahajoginis. Don't read any book which talks of crying. But books which are deep also make you feel very much touched. You feel like crying is all right. In the cinema they say, see a woman torturing her husband. There they will cry. At home they will come and torture the husband. What's the use? I have seen many like that. In the cinema they will be crying. When it is somebody else, they feel the pain. When it is themselves, they never see what they are doing. So, my one demand today is that you must not cry. Now you are in the kingdom of God. And in the kingdom of God, you do not cry. Now this I would say for the physical self, that one has to know that you are all younger and getting younger and younger, but not the stupidity of youth, but gravity, the gravity of the age. Actually, I have seen children who are born realized. They are very grave. They won't do anything that is not dignified. And they will never, I've never heard them talking to some of the Sahajoginis have a bad habit of talking tuck, 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 tuck among themselves. It's a very bad habit, which shows that they're still very much lacking. Just wearing saris or wearing bindis, you do not become a Sahajogini. First of all, what is the gravity? You should only speak whenever it is necessary. So this dignity and this understanding comes only through silence. But if you are chirping all the time, talking tuck, 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 it can never can make you a deeper person. You'll be just flying in the air with all that. So for women now, is best is to take to Mauna, is to keep quiet. Just keep quiet. They all the time want to talk. I have heard from all the leaders that it's a big problem with women. They just go on talking stories, telling stories. But if you ask them to come and speak, they'll start shaking. How many can give speeches? Women. If you understand that if you cannot give a speech, you better not talk also. You should be able to give a speech because your mother is a woman, she gives speeches. Why can't you give some speech? You cannot. If I make you stand here, you will be shaking. I know that. But if it comes to murmuring souls, you are there. So that is one thing women have to be very careful. And as today is the Guru Puja, I have to tell you things, not as a mother, but as your Guru. That if you have to ascend, the best thing is for you to stop talking. Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Maun means to keep quiet. It gives you all kinds of facilities. Just keep quiet. If somebody is talking too much, just keep quiet. If somebody is trying to criticize, keep quiet. That's your silence. That's your right. That's your domain. That you can keep silent. Just watch that person. If it comes, then to answer, then you can answer better. But if somebody is trying to attack you, just keep silent. But this silence has to be established. And one should only establish by not talking too much. I have seen also when I am sitting here, I have seen women talking among themselves. And this is very wrong. You must learn the silence. Seriously, we must think, are we meditating? Are we all doing something to elevate others also, to give realizations to others? Especially women I have seen don't do much of this, which is very bad, because you are the mothers. You have to go all out to give realizations to others. But men are more active that way and women are not. So it works the other way around. Now, on one side, the men are active but don't meditate. Women meditate and men do the outside work, sort of a part-time, or you can call it a good labor division, that you meditate at home and we'll go all out. It's not going to work out. So one has to meditate and one has to also go out to spread Sahaja. Both things have to be done. Supposing now you meditate and you don't spread Sahaja Yoga, you will never ascend. Because after all, this Kundalini, you see, she's a sensible woman. Huh? She's very sensible. She thinks, why should I make her a saint? What is the use? Sahaja Yoga is not individualistic. It's not for one person to become a saint and sit somewhere. It's not like that. It's not meant for one person, for oneself. It's not individualistic. It's a collective happening. I must say that somehow men have been more dynamic, have working it out. The women in Sahaja Yoga are not yet coming up to that level as they should. They have to be more sensible about it and they have to work it out. They can do it, but only trouble is I think they have certain minor problems about which they are worried. Always I get letters from ladies saying this is wrong, that is wrong, complaining all the time. When I'm so fed up of their letters now that I think they are useless to read them also. So I have to tell you all that it is important that men, because they are dynamic, women should be much more, because they are Shakti and I am a woman. So I find that the men are more sort of active and dynamic about Sahaja Yoga, and I don't know what is the reason why women are not. They can transform so many. They can do so much good to others. They can bring so much love and compassion, because this love and compassion is the quality of a mother, of a woman. And if the women don't have that quality, it's useless to be a woman. All the time, if you are busy about your useless things like fashions or phrases and all that, then the time is all wasted. You have a short time now, you got your realization, and you must decide what have you done so far, what have you achieved for so far. Can I guide myself? Have I got the light of the Spirit on my attention so well established and manifested that I can guide myself and guide others later on? First of all, in the Guru principle, it is important that you see to yourself the introspection. Can I be my own Guru? Have I become my own Guru? Now, in your case, your Guru is a mother, a woman. So, it has to be among women that the development of their Guru qualities have to be very well manifested. But it's just the way it is not. For them, they are still the mothers, or they are the wives, or they are Sahaja Yoginis. But they don't realize that you are also the Gurus. Because your mother is a Guru, because she is a woman, and you have to be also of that quality that people should say, look at this woman, she's such a Guru. But still, as I hear from the different leaders, that the ladies are absolutely still very much far away and are very few who can be called as real Sahaja Yoginis. It's a sad thing to hear. Because if you still keep to all these mundane things of womanhood and the drawbacks of womanhood, which has come out of domination, maybe because of always they were shown to be something lower. Especially in the Christian religion, they were never regarded as something holy. They have this kind of a
diffidence in them that they don't understand that dharma can be established more by women than by men. And the Guru's work is to establish the dharma in the society, in the family, in relationships. All these Gurus which are representing all these great symbols here have done nothing but have established dharma. But first of all, before establishing the dharma, we should watch ourselves. Have we got dharma within ourselves or not? First of all, the quality of a person who has dharma is that he listens to others. He obeys. And this is something has gone wrong with the Western women, I think, that they have forgotten how to listen to others, how to obey others. That's why their children also don't obey them. It just should become innate, sahaj. You don't have to work it out, but should know. Now I'm a Sahajogini. Every morning you should tell yourself, I'm a Sahajogini. So how far I should go? How should I behave? I should behave. What should be my attitude? All this can be very easily understood if you develop this lotus of wisdom. How does the lotus come out? There is a seed, it sprouts. That's how the wisdom. There is already the seed within you. All of you have got. And now it has started opening because you are realized souls. Allow your wisdom to take over. So, how do you do it? There's one way I would say. Supposing mother had this problem, what she would have done? Very good idea. How she would have dealt with it. You may then say that we don't understand mother's style, so she's full of tricks. Correct, I am. But there's a very simple way of doing it. I surrender it to my wisdom. And the wisdom itself that is in you is active. It will work. This point also we should understand. Then this lotus of your fragrance will improve. And then activity of your wisdom will be that you will take all that is very beautiful. Easily you will get all that is very satisfying, very joyous. It's kind of an activity of this wisdom within you, which just leads you to people who are extremely nice, to situations which are very beautiful, where you discover nice things. Or to such beautiful creations that you would never expect to see. It's very, very important to understand that you tell me, Mother, this miracle happened, that miracle happened. It's nothing. It's your own wisdom, your own spirit is working it out. You don't have to do anything. Only thing you have to remember that you are a Sahajogini and your character should be that of a Sahajogini, that your ideas should be that of a Sahajogini.
And I have to specially make a very important request to the women that in these modern times, they are the ones who are going to save the world, not the men. They have done their job before. Now it is for you to save with your understanding, with your compassion, with your sacrifices, with your wisdom, and the innate love. Not only your children, your husband, your family, but the whole world. It's a very good opportunity for all of you to do your bit. This has been a tremendous experience with some of the very great Saj Yoginis we have. Some of them have achieved really, as you can say, the constant state of bliss. Really, some of them have. In the constant state of bliss. Even if they are coming, immediately I can feel they are coming. The whole atmosphere waits for them. The whole cosmos just in complete respectful attendance is waiting for their arrival. There are women of that quality. And we have to take them as ideals and not the stupid, useless, vain women. We have to take them as something great. This is what I have to tell you, that the potential within you is very great. Saj Yoga should not be limited to you or to your children. But the ladies of Saj Yoga have to work it out. They have to see that they give that power to their men. If I find any husband weak, I know it's the wife who is a nagger or who is a dominating person or who thinks no end of herself. And if I see the man so powerful, I know there's a woman behind him. It's just like electricity and a light and a lamp. If the electricity is flowing all right, the lamp is burning. Absolutely that. But if you are identified with the stupid vain women, then you are lost. You'll be finished. If you know what I am, if you know what I am saying, and if you try to follow what you have to do, then you will immediately see that Mother is trying to strengthen our roots. Because you are the roots of the trees. You have to give all the nourishment. You have to be motherly, sisterly towards all the other Saj Yogis. Not to quarrel, to fight, to say hard things. That's not the job of a woman. Not to argue. But be quiet and watch out. Even if they are catching on certain chakras, you can cleanse them very well as wives. You can work it out secretly. You can do it. Because the problem, though it looks so dangerous and so destructive and shocking, the keys are in the hands of the women of today. They can just solve the problem like that if they decide and understand their glory and their value and do not make themselves cheap, hankering after cheap popularity. If I have been able to nail down this great problem to a very precise source of it. And if you can manage the source, I'm sure we can manage Sahaja Yoga. We can manage the whole world. And the humanity at large is going to be absolutely saved, as that is your desire. May God bless you.